Debt stacking is you basically pile all the debts together from smallest balance first to biggest balance last. So the mortgage is going to be at the end, right? And what we do is we get the family to pay off the smallest debt first, okay? And you know how some people, when they have debts, they pay extra here, extra on that one, extra on that one, extra on that one, extra payment.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna consolidate all that extra money into the debt, the smallest debt first, and that's gonna pay off the debt right away. And then once you're done paying that one, then you get that money, leftover money, monthly payment, and attack the next one. And then you attack the next one, and you attack the next one. It's called debt stacking. It's a strategy that works. It's a strategy that I personally use to get out of debt. And I'm so glad. I'm so happy about that, because that debt was like a monkey on my back. I thought I was never gonna pay off my student loans.
I understand that.
And
that's a good one.
yeah, so that works. It's very efficient, very effective, and yeah, so we could create one also. We do that for free to all of our clients. We build them a financial plan to help them get out of debt and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, so like advising before.
Can you repeat that again?
So it's like advising, like building a plan before you start actually
Yes.
doing it.
Yeah. So we build a financial plan, and then we attack it. We take action. So yeah, that's good. All right, next page. How money works. So let's talk about the investment side. Okay, the investment. This is how money works. Most people put their money in the middleman, like Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, where they get your money and they invest it in the global economy, where they get huge returns, 8 to 28%. You see that? And then what do? We get what do they do? Then they give us how much? They give us less than half of 1%. And if you look at that, that looks pretty unfair, right? They using our money, they give us nothing, and they make millions of dollars from our money. But the solution, yeah, it's not good. They take advantage. But what if there was a way around it? And there is. We teach people to bypass the middleman, invest directly in mutual funds, into the global economy through mutual funds. And I don't know if you knew this, but did you know that mutual funds, since 1924, mutual funds have averaged 9 to 12% return?
No, I did not know that.
Yep, and that's something that a lot of people don't know, and they should know, because 9 to 12%, and I'm going to show you an example, could really make a big difference, as opposed to getting that 1% from the bank. Yep. So what we do is we open up two different types of accounts. Okay, a short term and a long term. So the short term is the emergency fund, because that one, in case of an emergency, you have money to pull out, so that you don't have to pull out money from your retirement plan, because retirement plan is for the future, it's for the long term. Does that make sense? And obviously the long-term account that the retirement plan of choice is the Roth IRA. The Roth IRA is beautiful, because if you could save money to age 65, to age 59 and a half, and at 59 and a half, you could withdraw that money tax-free, which is great. Okay, and we could help anybody open up any of these accounts for as little as $25 a month. Zero down, $25 a month. Now, $25 a month is not going to create any wealth, but at least everybody could at least start. Does that make sense? Everybody could at least open an account.
Yeah, that's a good start.
Yeah, and then little by little, the goal should be to be saving 10% of your income, but you can start at 25. Let's say, like me, for example, when I started at $50 a month, because I was completely broke, and I couldn't afford more. But I was just mismanaging my money. And little by little, once I built a budget, I was able to find more money, start doing debt stacking. I was able to find more money to save more money. You see how that works?
Yes.
It's pretty cool. Any questions? You could screenshot anything you want, by the way.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet. Yeah, you could screenshot anything you want. Okay, cool. So let me ask you a question. Who benefits from learning this valuable information?
anybody's interested in building
Just
an
listen
emergency
in, and you're gonna
fund,
see the
and
education that we provide. We help people
someone
with
who's
their
in need of
finances.
a retirement plan,
Jada.
maybe older people, younger people, you know,
Yeah.
someone who doesn't have a plan yet, who needs to start, like me, who needs a plan to start saving.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You see, it's very common that when we give this information, people are like, "Wait a minute, that was me too." I said, "Wait, I have a retirement plan at work. It's called the CalPERS, but I have no idea how it works. Zero. I'm clueless. All I know is that I'm saving $500 a month, and they're taking it from my paycheck,
Right.
and that's it. I don't know how it's invested. Is it aggressive, moderate, conservative? I have no idea." Also, I never heard of life insurance before, and I was completely unaware on how life insurance works. So here's an example of why there's a need for life insurance. Okay, everybody, if somebody depends on your income, you need life insurance. Period. So here's an example. Here's a couple with 2 little kids. They both work. They make $3,500 a month, and that money goes to their monthly expenses: mortgage, car insurance,
Hey,
car
Raul,
payment. Yeah, go
I think
ahead.
you got yourself muted.
By accident, yes. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay. Okay, now I can.
Yeah,
There you
you
go.
know.
Oh my goodness, you missed like 15 minutes of my. All right, let's. Okay, what part did you guys hear me talk about the retirement plan?
Okay, I heard you talk about this slide, but when you went to the next one, I heard nothing.
Okay, well let's get started on the next one. Oh yeah, I was telling you about my job, $500 a month. Did you hear that part?
Okay, you heard that part.
Yeah.
I think, wait, is another one you said you saved 500? Wait, no,
Yeah.
that's not that one. It's not that
No,
one.
okay,
Oh,
let
yeah,
me
this
tell you.
one.
So you mentioned the last thing you mentioned was you made a comment. What was it? I love
Oh,
Zoom, by the
about
way.
not being able to, don't have no, I didn't have a retirement plan.
Oh, that you don't have one. Yeah, and that's what I mentioned. I mentioned that every time I sit down with families and share with them this information, this is where they start looking at it and saying, "Wait a minute, I don't have none of this stuff. This is important things that I should have, because I don't want to retire broke, you know, and I don't want to leave my loved ones with nothing if something happens to me prematurely." And in fact, at my job, I was paying, I was saving $500 a month. That's what I said, but I didn't. That's all I knew. I had it's a CalPERS, because that's what they told me. It's a pension. I was saving $500 a month, but that's it. I had no idea how it works. That's it, you know. So when I first heard that, I'm like, I need to know this stuff. I don't know if the money's being invested aggressively, moderately, conservatively, you know. So the other concept is life insurance. So here's a typical example, okay? A husband, a wife, and 2 little kids. This is the type of people that family that's a perfect candidate for life insurance, because, you know, people that if somebody depends on you, you need life insurance. Does that make sense? So here's an example. Husband and wife, they both work $3,500 a month, and all that money goes to their monthly expenses: mortgage, car payments, insurance, credit card debt, utilities, groceries, all that good stuff. See that? So all that is important, but here's something to think about. What if the husband were to die prematurely? What is the wife gonna lose? What would the wife lose if the husband dies prematurely?
Everything.
She's gonna lose everything, right? The first is gonna start with the husband's income. See that? So she now has $7,000 of bills on $3,500 a month. She's obviously not gonna make it. She's gonna lose her mortgage, her house. She's probably gonna lose the cars. She ain't gonna be able to pay for nothing. It's gonna be really tough. And that's the example of my cousin. This is literally what happened to him. He was 35 years old with 2 little kids, and no life insurance. But so the wife ain't gonna do it without her husband, right? So how about this? What if the husband had a life insurance policy of $700,000, and then he passed away. Well, then this is what would happen. The wife would get a lump sum check of $700,000. And here's the beautiful part about life insurance. You ready? Life insurance proceeds are tax-free. And I don't know if you knew that, but a lot of people don't know that. So now I just taught you two powerful things. Life insurance proceeds is tax-free. So if they die too soon with no money, if they die too soon with life insurance, now they're going to have money tax-free. But if they live too long through a Roth IRA, they're going to have money saved up tax-free. How about that?
That's win-win.
That's a win-win situation. All right, so the thing about it is that people, when it comes to life insurance, it's not like auto insurance where it's just one type. A lot of people make the mistake of buying the wrong kind of life insurance. When it comes to life insurance, there's two options. Number one is you could get a life insurance policy called cash value life insurance. Also known, other names that it has is whole life, universal life, variable life. Let's call it Plan A. Have you ever heard of these, by the way? Probably not, because you don't have life insurance.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so it's good. So this is good because insurance agents love to pitch this. They love to sell this because of the commissions are ridiculous. They're ridiculous. I mean, they make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 per life insurance sale. And obviously that's a lot. And they make it because they're taking advantage of the consumer, of the client. And I'm going to show you how this works so that you never get taken advantage of, okay? So here's an example. The family's paying $295 a month. So first of all, these policies are pretty pricey, pretty expensive. And some of that money goes to pay for, the coverage amount, the $150,000. You with me? And the other part of the money goes to pay for the savings. It's called cash value, but they call it savings. Okay, and the cash value grows through time, and the whole idea is that so this family is 35 years old, right? So when they are 65, they have $106,000 in their cash value. So up to this point, it doesn't sound bad. It sounds actually pretty good, right?
Definitely does.
All right, now, if you knew though that these policies have these rules, here's the first rule. In the first 5 years, there's no savings. In the first 5 years, there's no savings. If you knew that these policies in the first 5 years, there's no savings and they're keeping all the money, does that sound like something you would be interested in keeping? They're keeping all the money. Does that sound like something you would be interested in keeping? The surrender charge, and the surrender charge eats up all your money in the first 5 years, and in some cases I've seen surrender charges of up to 15 to 20 years.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah,
it's called the surrender charge. So this is something you're going to learn when you're taking your test. Okay, this is going to be on the test.
Surrender charge. Okay.
So they know about it. See, insurance agents, before they sell these products, they have to get a license. And when they're studying to get a license, they learn things like surrender charge. So they know that the insurance company is going to keep the client's savings in the first 5 years.
Oh.
But they don't tell them. Because if they were to tell them this, nobody would buy the product.
Right.
Okay. All right, here's a rule number 2. It gets worse, right? Rule number 2, after 5 years, let's say the family has $20,000 in their cash value and they want to use it because they have an emergency. They can, but they're going to have to borrow They're gonna have to borrow their own money. It's their money. They have to borrow it.
So if they borrow, they don't have to. Well, they don't have to pay it back, do they?
Of course, they're gonna have to pay it back
Oh,
with an
man.
interest rate of 4 to 8%. That's what this slide is all about. This graphic right here.
Oh man.
4 to 8% interest to borrow whose money? Their
Your
own money. Yep.
Crazy.
Interest on my own money.
Yeah, so you see how it's a ripoff, but agents love to sell this because it's a ripoff for the consumer, so that means more commission for the agent. Simple as that. And the third rule is the worst one. Let's say something happens to John. John passes away. Okay? John passes away. Mary should get what? Mary should get both, right? She should get $150,000 in coverage, and she should get whatever's in the cash value. But you ready for this one? On whole life policies, on all whole life policies, and all option A life insurance policies like universal life and variable life, you lose your savings if you die. So they're paying for two things, but they only get one. And that's not okay. So that's why we don't sell this, okay? We don't offer that, and we teach people not to buy that because it's a huge ripoff. Okay? But there is a solution. The solution is that we're gonna get $295, replace that policy, and we're gonna buy term and invest the difference. In this case, it's a 30-year term, and also the children are gonna be covered for $20,000. So here's how it works with us. For $126 a month, the family's gonna get, John and Mary are gonna get $400,000 each. That's more than double of what they had before, as you can see, right? And then also, the difference, they still got more money left over, right? $169, they're gonna put it in a Roth IRA at 9%. They're gonna accumulate $311,000 tax-free. Again, a Roth IRA is tax-free at age 65. And obviously, $311,000 is more than $106,000. Do you see that? That's a huge difference, right? It's more than 3 times the savings amount.
Yeah, yes, that's a big.
And what happens if John passes away? If John passes away, guess what? Mary is gonna get not only the coverage, but also the savings, because they're separate. We teach people to separate life insurance and savings, never bundle it together. When you bundle it together, that's when the insurance company has control of your savings, and they have all these crazy rules to rip people off.
And that's why you get single. Well, yeah, single. Okay, gotcha.
Any questions?
Not so far. I'm just learning.
I think you explained that well.
Yeah, so if you were to choose, which plan would you choose, plan A or plan B? Dumb question, right? Now let me ask you a really good question, okay? So this is Moniqua, this is where I want to ask you if you would be interested in coming to work with us, because if 10 families, let's say 10 families have plan A, and you show them this slide, how many out of 10 would cancel plan A to go with plan B?
I feel like most of them would.
Yeah, like most people that have common sense and don't like to get ripped off, right? So I would say like 10 out of 10 would do it. So
Because I know I would.
exactly. So do you see that it doesn't really require, all I did was educate you, right? This is not a sales presentation. It's more like an educational presentation. It's financial literacy. And that's how we do it. That's how Montego is going to be helping people, by educating people. And then the family's like, all right, you know what? Here's my policy. Show me in black and white that what you're saying is true. And then we show them in their policy. We show them in their policy that they're getting ripped off. And then boom, that's how we help them out. And we save them hundreds. We don't sell them like, we don't save them, you know, $30, $40, $50. You know, we save them, as you can see, this is $200,000 more in savings.
Yeah, that's a big gap difference.
$250,000 more in insurance coverage. It's a huge. I mean, we're saving the family hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you see how this works. You see that it doesn't take. So let me ask you something, Moniqua. If I could show you how to do this on a part-time basis and show you how to get a license, would you be open on trying it out?
I definitely would, but I think I have like, if it's still available, I'm sure it will be. Hopefully, in like a month, I would be able to.
Because you mentioned something about school, right?
Yeah, and I don't want to get all jumbled up together.
Yeah, definitely. Just know that right now, in order for you to get a license with the state, and pretty much every state, I think we did a chat GPT on the state of North Carolina. It's like, what was it, Montego? Like $500 or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was like around that.
So currently right now our company is doing it, paying for most of that. All you pay is $74, and the company pays the rest of the $500-$600 that you would normally pay on your own. Next month though, it's gonna be $124. So basically you would be paying more next month if you wait. So I'm just giving you that option.
Does it go up every month?
No, it's always been $124.
Gotcha.
But every now and then the company does an incentive and reduces the cost, like this month, which is pretty cool. They don't even have to do that. It's already reduced at 124. So it's really cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the company is really generous. All right. So when we help a family, we help them in steps. Just like building a house, step number 1 is building the foundation, right? So the foundation in a financial house, in a financial plan, is protecting your income through term life insurance. And that's always step number 1. Give me a second. Okay, that's step number 1, because without your income, you can't do nothing. Your income is your number 1 wealth building tool. So if the income stops, then how's a family going to do it, right? Step number 2 is then getting building a budget and having an emergency fund and a will. Because once you protect your money, now you got to tell your money where to go, and that you do that through a budget instead of wondering, where did my money go? You know what I mean? Step number 3 is paying off debt. Why? Because when debt is high, savings is low. So if we could help a family get out of debt, imagine now they could save money for their retirement, kids' college, other goals and dreams, other things that the families really want to do. One of the reasons people don't live the way they really want to live is because they have too much debt. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yes. Excuse me.
No,
Yeah.
I would.
Definitely. So doesn't it only make sense to build a financial house from the ground up, just like this?
Yes, it's smart to do it that way.
Yep. And has anybody ever sat down with you to help you build a financial house like this?
No, this will be the first time
Okay.
to even hear about it being built like that.
All right. So on a scale 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how would you rate your desire to become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent?
10, based off how it's been constructed.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely, yes. So if I can show you, so you're pretty serious. You would say you're pretty serious about your finances, right?
Yes.
So if I can show you, if I can help you build a plan just like this, and it improves your current financial situation, you would do it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what we do next. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen so we could start with the foundation and give you some info about that as well. So give me 1 second. Let me share my screen from my iPad. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, cool. All right, so the first question I have for you is when it comes to the foundation meaning life insurance. Right now, if something were to happen to you, would you want your family standard of living to be better, worse, or the same?
Better.
Better. And right now, do you currently have life insurance?
No.
Okay, does anybody depend on your income? That's another
Yes.
good question. Who is that? Do you have kids?
Yes, I do.
How many kids do you have?
2.
They're little, I could hear. How old are they?
5 and 2.
5 and 2. Nice. Oh wow, you have a really young family. Are you married?
Yes.
Okay. Your husband, is he available right now?
Well, he already works for you guys. Elijah.
Oh, that's your husband? No way. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Okay, wow, I did not know that.
That's a little tongue twister, ain't it?
I didn't ask, huh? That's hilarious. Okay, so did you guys already start this? Did you guys already start a life insurance policy, or where are you guys at with that?
Oh, well, not yet. Well, since he's started working with guys, we talked about it. So we're in the midst of trying to get things together.
Yeah, you guys really. I'm gonna build you guys some quotes because you guys really need to have life insurance with 2 little babies like that. You know, and obviously, you want I asked you if you something were to happen, you want better, but right now, if something were to happen, your family would not be in a better situation. They would be in a very, very bad, worse situation.
Definitely.
So when a responsible family like yours doesn't have life insurance, is because of 3 reasons. Number 1, they didn't understand it. Number 2, they didn't think they could afford it. And number 3, they never got around to doing it. Which of these 3 reasons is a reason you guys don't have life insurance?
All 3 of them.
You didn't understand it, but now you have a better understanding of life insurance now that I spoke?
Yes.
Now that I gave you guys good info? And also, number 2, they didn't think you could afford it. You know, a lot of people think that life insurance is expensive, but like I showed you on the previous example, you could see that life insurance is not really that expensive. It's very affordable. And number 3 is, now that we're talking about it and you see the importance of it, do you see the urgency in making sure your family's protected?
Yes.
All right, so look, when it comes to building quotes, there's 3 things that determine the cost for life insurance. Number 1 is your health. Okay? Do you guys currently have any health conditions? When you guys are young, you know, the cost doesn't change for that term. You see what I mean? And I'm assuming you guys are young. How old is Elijah?
26.
26. Yeah, see, that's really young. That's good. So what is, you told me Elijah's age, what is your age? All right, so a typical funeral in where you're from, over here in California, is like $20,000. How about over there?
Unfortunately, I don't know. I really don't know how much a funeral will cost here.
Okay, we're gonna just make sure, be on the safe side, and we're gonna put $20,000. Okay.
Okay.
That way you could have even a mariachi if you want to. I don't know if that interests you. Nah, I'm just kidding. You're like, what the heck is a mariachi? Number 2 is mortgage. Mortgage rent or rent. If something were to happen to you prematurely, would you want your mortgage to be paid off?
Yes, I feel like that would be smart.
Yeah, So how much do you owe in your mortgage right now? $1,000. Okay, so look, the way that works is that if God forbid something happens to God forbid.
So to have a down payment for the house will like you mean to like just go out and just you know buy the house and then pay your rent monthly?
Exactly.
Hmm.
You guys,
I feel
okay?
like that.
Let me put it to you this way, okay? Oh, that's good. I have the iPad. Okay, so 2,000. Oops. There you go. Times 12. That's how much you pay per year. Times the next 5 years is 120,000. So basically, what I'm gonna do is put 120,000 to have at least a down payment more than 20% for a house, or live rent free for 5 years. You see what I mean? So you could use that money for whatever you want. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay. All right, pretty cool. All right, next one. Next one is debts. If God forbid something happens to you prematurely, would you want your debts to be paid off?
Yes.
All right. So in auto loans, how much? Along with me, and together we work together on building our organization, our business, and it helps out so that we could have maximum growth and maximum potential to build our business. So you
That's pretty
working,
cool.
yeah, you working with Elijah is something to consider. Um, do you have to know? But it just makes it that much easier. Like, you know, it just helps out a lot because my wife has strengths that I don't have, and I have strengths that my wife doesn't have, and we complement each other really well. So as business partners, you
It
know,
works out perfectly.
it works out really well, and I'm sure you and Elijah are the same. You know, you guys, I'm sure you guys complement each other really well, and you want to see your kids have success, you know, and you want to provide in a way that, and not only that, not only for your kids, but also how awesome would it be that you could pay off your student loans. I mean, as soon as possible in the next year, two,
I mean,
3. You know what I mean?
Great. Be perfect. If I could do that.
So that's what, you know, joining our team, and that's why we recruit. You know, we obviously we sell life insurance, mutual funds, and we help people with their finances. But why do we recruit? The reason we recruit is because recruiting helps people out the best in terms of building their finances. Because if you were making an extra $2,000-3,000 a month on a part-time basis, and you keep your job, but you're making extra money on the side. Now you're able to use that money to get out of debt, to save for retirement, to to save money for your kids' college. See what I mean? To pay off your credit card debt, to pay off your cars fast. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
perfect.
best financial plan. A lot of people are like, well, let's build a budget, let's save money, but really the best financial plan is make more money. let's make more money. Let's pile some more
Yes,
money
that's
into the
true.
financial plan. See what I mean? So that's one of the many reasons why we recruit, by the way. So all right, so let's continue here. I'm taking my time now, okay? Because I don't know how much time you guys have left, but I'm taking my time because honestly, this is good, Moniquas, for you to understand why it's important for you to support and encourage your husband Elijah to get the ball rolling in this thing.
Definitely.
And tell him, all right, Elijah, come on, hurry up. So right here, the total. I'm writing the total down here, okay? All right, kids' education. God forbid something happens to you prematurely. Would you want your kids' college to be paid off? Income replacement. Income replacement is if God forbid something happens to you, you would want your husband's income to continue coming to you. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
his income is going to
Perfect.
continue. So the question is, how much money does he make? How much money does he make annually? It's a 10% return, and the 10% return, so 10% of that amount. You see what I mean? Around. Isn't that crazy? That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
That's like a love gift. Life insurance is like
It is.
it's
Definitely.
like I love you so much that I'll take care of you even if I'm not here. That's crazy.
Yeah, definitely love it.
That's
A part
amazing.
of me love.
All right, so income replacement for you. How much income do you make per year?
too.
Yeah, there you go. So why don't you do this? Write them down on a piece of paper, and then you could give them to Montego. Montego, you could be in charge of that, making sure that obviously your sister gives you some references. Okay. All right. Any questions so far while I'm doing this? You guys could ask me any questions.
So is this how it will be built for every client? Like everyone he does it for?
Yeah, every client is different. So as you can see, this is customized for you guys. But every client has a different scenario. Some clients don't have debt. Some people have bigger mortgages. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that's a good way to write it out so people can understand.
Yeah, and some people make less money, some people make more money. Everybody's different. But yeah, you're right. This definitely is a good visual, and it clears a lot of things up. Of, oh wow, I never looked at it like this. Is really how much the value that I bring to the table, the monetary value that I bring to the table, if something were to happen to me. And most people don't have $657,000 laying around just anywhere,
Yeah.
So it's really important to take that into consideration and make sure that the family's taken care of in case something happens prematurely. So Montego, you there? I want you to pay attention to how I'm building the quotes, because this is how you're gonna be quoting people.
I got you. I'm here.
Yeah. So this is the app. This is what you pay $25 a month, so you could do unlimited quotes, unlimited trades, transactions, without paying anything extras, and there's no POS fee and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. And you guys don't smoke, right? You guys mentioned that you don't smoke.
Yeah, no smoking.
So this one is for your sister. We're gonna do 657. It's gonna be a precision term. Regular premium. All right, you can see that, right? See that right there in the bottom? So total coverage is $1.3 million in coverage for $181 a month. So that's what I'm gonna write down on this side over here. So this is how you build up the quotes. Got it? And then I'm gonna lower down the coverage to the next quote, which the next quote shows $300,000 on each. Applicant 2, $300,000, and the total comes out to, there it is, $100 per month. And then
That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. For $600,000 total, that's not bad at all. And then the last quote, and we always do 3 quotes. Keep it simple. And to show the client, the difference in terms of cost. That's $114.57. All right. So here's how it works. Okay, so this one is called the legacy plan. The legacy plan pays for a funeral. It will pay for the mortgage. It would pay for the debt, for the college expenses, and for income replacement. So it literally puts the family. Remember, I asked you, if something were to happen to you, would you want your family to be better, worse, or the same? And you said better. Well, this is the product. This is the plan that would put your family in a better situation. Alrighty?
Yeah.
So that's a total coverage of $657,000 on you, $657,000 on Elijah, $25,000 on your children. So each of your children would be covered for $25,000 each for $181.06 a month. Okay. The next plan is called the responsibility plan. This one just basically takes care of your income in case something were to ability plan. This one just basically takes care of your income in case something were to happen. I would do that too. So let me explain to you the benefits of all three quotes. So all of these three quotes have the same features and benefits. So let's talk about that. Number one, it pays off all types of deaths. The only thing it doesn't cover is suicide in the first 2 years. Okay, so our policies are notorious on paying debts, paying off death claims that no other company would have paid. It's crazy. I got story after story after story. One of them is during COVID. The guy got life insurance. He was healthy, right? So as long as you're healthy, as long as it's not fraud, we'll pay. So the guy was healthy. He applied for life insurance, submitted his application with the first deposit, and guess what? He was supposed to do his medical exam, lab work. You have to do blood, urine, vitals, and stuff like that to qualify. And what happened? He got COVID a week before his medical exam, so he ended up, before the medical exam happened, he went to the hospital and he died. He died before his medical exam. It's crazy. And then what happens? What did our company do? What did Primerica do? Primerica not only paid out to the wife the death benefit of $250,000, but Primerica refunded back his first payment, his first deposit. And no other insurance company would have done that. They would have paid that. But ours did, ours does crazy things like that, which is amazing. And that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons I haven't switched to any other company, because I don't want to risk it. I know that Primerica pays death claims that no other company would. And I know that it's building a good reputation for me that I sell the life insurance policy. You see what I mean? So that's really good. Number two is children, child rider. The children are covered to age 25. Most policies cover the kids to age 18. So that's another additional benefit. The third benefit is waiver of premium, which is a disability benefit. If you were to become disabled for a 6-month period, then the company pays your premiums for as long as you're disabled. Okay, on the 7th month, the company refunds back the 6 months of premiums that you paid while you were on disability, and then on the 7th month, you get free coverage. Pretty much free coverage. I got an uncle that at age 57 got vertigo. This is like a disbalance of your eardrum or something, and he was permanently disabled. So what happened is that his waiver of premium benefit kicked in. Him and his wife and his kids have had free life insurance coverage because of this benefit. He's currently 67 years old, and he hasn't have to pay insurance for 10 years, which is pretty cool. The fourth benefit is terminal illness. If you were to become terminally ill, this is a living benefit, which means that you get money while you're still alive. So that because you have waiver of premium, these quotes have waiver of premium, then you get 40 to 70% in advance, whatever you want. So you could use it for alternative medicine. You know, there's some places that have beat cancer 90% success rate. But it costs a lot of money, and health insurance doesn't cover it. So you would be able to get money here to pay for those costs to save your life. Some families use it to buy a house, you know, that they never had. They want to leave a house behind for their kids, or they just use some of that money to go on a trip, vacation, whatever. Number 5 is called assignment, which means that once the policy has been enforced for 2 years, our policy pays the funeral directly if the client wants to, so that they don't have to worry about how they're going to pay for the funeral, which is pretty cool. Any questions on features and benefits?
No, I think you covered it. Like if I was to come in and purchase it, I would definitely still do the legacy one, and all the benefits that came with it is very good because you guys are nice. It's like it's ethical.
Yep, it is. It is, and we've built a really good reputation on paying death claims. It's people know when they hear the Primerica name, they know, oh yeah, they pay claims. Next one, by the way, have you ever been to a funeral before?
No, I haven't.
You never been to a funeral before? Okay. Well, look, there's a lot of the truth is that we're all gonna pass away. We don't want to. We all want to live, but we're all headed in the same direction. And I've have a lot of client testimonies. With their permission, they've allowed me to share with you guys, with future clients, some of the scenarios that have happened. So here's a check for one of my clients that passed away. This person, as you can see, the Primerica Life right there. Give me one second. You can see Primerica Life. This one was for $132,000 over here in Brawley, California, which is really close by where I live. This happened in 2011. So the story here goes like this: client's family was unaware that he had insurance policy until months later, and Primerica refunded back the excess premiums. So this is important because a lot of people buy life insurance and they don't tell nobody. But they know, they just tell the spouse. But in this case, they were not even aware that he had life insurance with Primerica. So what did Primerica do? Refunded back the policy premiums that they overpaid and paid the death claim. Most companies, you know what they would do? Most companies, they would say, well, they cancel the policy because maybe the premiums are not being paid because a person has passed away, and then the policy cancels and then they don't pay the death claims. A lot of companies do that. It's a little dirty secret of the industry. But our company, what they do is when somebody passes away and they don't do a claim, they send us a letter here at our office to call them and reach out to them so that we can help them out and start the claims process. Here's another death claim check for $114,000. This one happened in 2012. Okay, this one, the story goes like this: the client had Primerica pay for their cremation in advance. Remember I was telling you that it pays a funeral or cremation while they're still alive, and there it is. So the minus side, so the policy was for $120,000 minus $5,800. Total death claim check $114,000. You see how that works? All right, next one. Next one, $150,000 was a check amount. Here it is, $150,000. This happened in 2012. This one, our death claims are processed within 2 weeks after 2 years contestability period. So this is something good to know, that 95% of our policies out there, they get paid out in 2 weeks. This check right here was issued within 1 week of the person passing away. Within 1 week.
That was bad.
Within 1 week of, within 1 week of receiving the death certificate, which is real fast. I've seen, because I'm in the industry, I've seen a lot of companies, sometimes they take 3 months, 6 months to pay the death claim. It's ridiculous. This one was a check for $292,000. Here's a check. This one happened in 2013. This one was one of our agents passed away. She was starting to learn just as a brand new person, and she told her husband, "Hey, we should get it because if you die, I'm screwed. I'm a stay-at-home mom." And he was like, "No, why get it? Nothing's gonna happen. You're young, you're healthy, you don't do crazy things. You're very." But guess what? She convinced him to do it. 8 months later, he passed away in a car accident. She passed away in a car accident. And I delivered this, me personally, I delivered this death claim to the husband. And as soon as he got it, he was like, "No, I don't want it." He started crying. And I said, "No, look, this is the reason why she got it, so that your kids could have a future that at the very least, financially, they would be okay, Yeah, it's sad, but but at least he had money to pay off his house. They had just bought a house. He paid it off cash, and as you can see right here, the $9,700 paid off the funeral. Sad stories, I know, but this is reality. You know, things happen. These are real life stories. You know. Primerica Life, also another check for $211,000. This is a 27-year-old client that passed away from cancer, left 2 children behind. Grandparents were able to buy a home for them, and like I mentioned, no one is too young to die. Anyways, the stories go on and on and on. We have a lot of examples of families that we've paid out death claims with. So how do you qualify for life insurance? This is how you do it. You first have to submit an application with a first month payment, which is a deposit, and that money could be withdrawn, and that money is going to be withdrawn in the next 1 to 2 business days. We submit it with the application. Number 2 is a nurse. It's actually a phlebotomist is going to call you and schedule an appointment to do not only tele-underwriting, but to actually do a medical exam. Okay, so not just a phone call, but also do a medical exam. Primerica, number 3, Primerica might also request medical records. And if there is a need for medical records, that costs money, but Primerica pays for it. So there's no money out of your pocket. Number 5, it takes 2 to 6 weeks to see if you qualify. So sometimes it's really quick. Sometimes there's instant issue. Our company sometimes issue policies in less than a day, which is pretty cool. But in your guys' coverage, because you guys are getting a little bit of extra coverage, it's going to cost. It's going to take a little bit longer because they have to do a medical exam. And if you don't qualify, then you don't got nothing to lose because you get your money back. The qualification process is free. So you got nothing to lose to see if you qualify. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good deal.
Yeah. So the first thing we got to do is that, right? Submit an application. Now, in your guys' case, you already screenshot this, right?
Oh, no, not yet. You had the calculator on the other side. I can screenshot it now.
Yeah, go ahead and screenshot this.
Okay.
Okay, you got it? Sorry,
Yeah.
I moved it. Okay.
It's fine.
Screenshot that right there. Okay. Now screenshot that right there.
Okay, I got all 3.
Yeah, so that's something that we're gonna have to obviously wait on because your husband's, is he around or is he available?
No, he's not right now. He's not here.
Okay, so that's something to this was a little bit of an extended training call, Montego, so that you could get a good glimpse of how this works. And plus, this is I'm gonna send you the link so you can watch this replay over and over, because man, this was perfect. This is as perfect as it gets, bro.
Man, this is coming from the best person, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and sometimes I do it faster, sometimes I do it slower. When I'm field training, I do it a little bit slower because I want my new teammates to really get a grasp of how the field training works.
Right.
So this is something that, Moniqua, you just have to talk to Elijah, have a good sit down, and then call me later on so that we could submit.
Right.
So this is something that, Moniqua, you just have to talk to Elijah, have a good sit down, and then call me later on so that we could submit. Yeah.
We definitely will.
Yeah.
We definitely will.
Yep. You have any questions? Anything else that you want me to go over, or do you have any questions, Montego? We're pretty much done.
Yeah, you pretty much summed up everything. Most definitely, if I need a reminder, I'm gonna definitely come back to the video. You know, I'm gonna come back straight to the video. You put it on YouTube, right?
Yeah, and it's a private link.
Okay.
So I sent you the link so you could watch it as soon as I shut down the Zoom. It's gonna be up live on YouTube on a private link. So I sent you the link so you could watch that video over and over. So thank you so much, Moniqua. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate taking time out of your schedule, helping out your brother. And you know, the help still continues through helping them get referrals, giving him referrals. So talk to the people that you work with, that you go to school with, that have young kids that could benefit from this information, so that we could build them a list. Okay.
Okay,
And
no problem. Thank you for the information. It was really good.
yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. All right. Well, you guys take care. God bless. We'll be in touch. And if you have any questions, you could always reach out. You got my cell phone number.
Yes, sir. I got you. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Take care.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. All right, guys. Sorry I'm ignoring you here, but let's see if you have any questions. I'm looking at the chat now on TikTok. It says, John Vasquez says, because to get results that pays you overrides, you need a big agency. That's right. You know, the reason we recruit over selling life insurance, and it's not over, okay? We love helping people with their life insurance. It's very important. That's our crusade. That's our product. You know, we replace a lot of cash value policies. But we also recruit, and the reason we recruit is because if we recruit, I could only help so many families by myself. But if I recruit 10 people, now I could help a lot more families with a team. You see what I mean? I could help 10 times more people if I recruit 10 more people. Does that make sense? So if I want to help more families with their life insurance and investments and their financial plan, then I need to recruit more people. Also, if business wise, okay, business mindset, if I have a bigger team, then I help more families, therefore my agency makes more money, and then I get a bonus out of the volume of the production. So I make more money. See that? So like me, for example, I have 470 agents, and because of that, I make $40,000 to $50,000 a month in income. If I had 0 agents, so that means that I recruited nobody, then my income would dramatically drop from $40,000 to $50,000 a month to about $8,000 to $10,000 a month. See that? That's a big loss. That's a big profit loss. So you think I want my income to go up or down? Obviously up. And if I want my income to go up, then I got to recruit more people and build more agents, because again, there's only so much I can do by myself. Does that make sense? You are the first person to say the right thing, Primerica. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, but what kind of work is this? This is in the financial services industry, but we're looking for people not necessarily with experience. If you have experience, even better. If you have a license, even better, right? But most, to be honest, most people that start working with us, they don't have experience. They don't have experience, and like me, when I started, I didn't have no experience. I was a high school teacher. I was broke, paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt, no life insurance, didn't know how my retirement plan worked. Didn't even know what life insurance was. Does that make sense? Tanya, talk to me. You have a question. You want to text me? You got my cell phone number? Hit me up, Tanya. All right, so we're always looking for people, and if you're interested, then you could ask me a question here too. You don't have to text me. You could type the question on the chat. If it's not personal, go for it. All righty. Oh man, your niece passed away. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. My condolences to you and your family, Tanya. Wow. You know if she had, if her parents had coverage? Yeah, if they had coverage with Primerica, let me know so we could start the claim, and you could send me her name and number. Yeah. No life insurance. See, that's why, guys. That's why we do it, because look, this happens all the time. This happens a lot. A lot of people pass away with no life insurance, and and it's really tough. You know, I mean, imagine an emotional loss like that, and then having to deal with finances. Like, how's that gonna happen? You know, how we're gonna do it? Yeah, definitely. It's reality. You know, you don't have to be 70, 80, 90, 100 years old to pass away. Things happen. The other day, one of my friends called me too that his son passed away. It was a stillbirth. She had him for 9 months, and then when the baby was born, the baby was born with no life. Yeah. Putting her to rest, $8,500. Wow. Post up the link for the what do they have, a GoFundMe? Do they have a GoFundMe? Can you open a policy for Symphony? Symphony. You could open a policy for anybody that is, you know. You could open up a policy for anybody that if it's your mom, your dad, or your son, or your daughter. That's how you could open, or a business partner. You could open up a policy for a business partner. So yeah, you could open up a policy for your daughter, definitely. You know, we moved, Tanya, we moved. We're no longer in El Paseo. We're still in Palm Desert, but yeah, we're still in Palm Desert. But I'll text you my address later on. We were at the office for 6 years, so with 2 3-year leases, and the guy didn't want to sell me his building. I tried really hard. He should. I mean, he doesn't even live locally, but he didn't. So I moved to Palm Desert on Melanie Place. It's really nice. This office is really nice. I have a nice window. Look at this. Look at this, Tanya. It's gorgeous. I have a nice window next to me. We have our podcast right here. Look at that. It's pretty cool. You should see our meeting room. We have 3 additional offices. It's really nice. Yep, we have a podcast. Check it out. It's called Father's Voice Podcast. I'm going to post it up right here. Let me see. How do I send you a text? Dude, every time I see Noemi, I immediately stop listening. Stop to listen. I know, man. Reply to Tanya. All right, here's our address. Bam, bam. No. I'm gonna move this over here. Can't do it with the tripod. You know what? I don't know it by memory. I usually use
Hey, eat your sandwich.
Eat my sandwich.
Deb, you
I'll-
don't need anything.
I'll eat my sandwich right now.
This is a burrito from yesterday. Throw it away. Throw it away.
It's still good. No, we can still eat it. No?
Well, then eat it.
I'll eat it.
And what
right
is
now.
this?
That's mine. I want to eat that.
Eat it.
I will. This is good. My daughter's telling me to eat my food. Look at this.
Throw that away.
Okay.
You're not
Yes,
gonna
let's set up an appointment, Tanya, and
put this in the fridge?
and send me a text so I could text you. Yeah, put it. No, I'll eat it right now. I'm gonna eat it right now. I just finished up all my appointments. Get off my back, dude. I'm on live. Look at these people, man. Look at these people. They're telling me
If
to.
you're not gonna eat, I could put it in the fridge. Is what I'm saying.
I will eat it right now. Thank you.
I just sent you the flyer.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. All right, Tanya. God bless. I'm gonna hang up now so that I could eat. Yes, Ruby. That's Ruby. Can you believe that? She's 18 years old. She just joined Primerica just recently. She's like, I'm gonna work with you, Dad, but I'm gonna take your business to the next level. I'm like, all right, baby, let's go. Let's do this. Let's dominate. All right. Invited me to. Yep. sushi, that's right. Can you believe that? Time flies, guys. Time flies. Yeah. Podcast is called The Father's Voice Podcast. Check it out. We just recently interviewed a guy. His name is Casey Diaz. He's a shot caller. He was a killer, man. He used to kill people. His favorite choice of weapon was a screwdriver. And then when he was in solitary confinement, he became a shot caller, and he had a crazy spiritual experience with Jesus Christ, and it changed his life. And guys, he tells his whole story. It's amazing. You got to check out that podcast. Go to Father's Voice Podcast on YouTube, on the podcast app, on what is that? The other one, Spotify, and check it out. I think you're gonna like it. All right, guys, God bless. We'll get into it some other time. Put me on notifications so that when I go live, you could hear me out. I only go live when I'm doing interviews or KTs. Sometimes when I'm doing training, so if you want to learn. Also, if you're not in our company, we're looking for people. Click on the link in the bio. It gives you a lot of information so that you can learn about our company. All right? All righty. Take care. God bless. Let's make it happen. See you at the top. Build a business, stay focused, disciplined, build your habits, get rid of bad habits, bad people, toxic people in your life, and go win for you and your family. Build a business, change your family tree.